What's going on, everybody? So today we're starting out at my parents' new house. I'm in my grandpa's truck right now. I was gonna take my dad's car to go check on my car, but he took the key with him to work, so can't do that. So I think I'm gonna take my grandpa's truck. I might go home first to the old house and see if I can find a spare key or something. Then I'm gonna head out, but basically today we're heading to HPJ Performance. I'm gonna go ahead and talk to the guys and meet the guys there. Because I've probably been kind of annoying. I've been just messaging back and forth with them, figuring out what we want to do with the car, and I dropped it off and they were closed when I dropped it off, so I haven't met them yet, so I want to kind of put a face to the name and go up there and meet them and just kind of discuss the game plan with everything. So once I do that, I'll show you guys around the shop. Hopefully I'll show you my car and then I'll talk about the game plan with you guys, but for now, let's go to the old house and see if we can't find a spare key. So there's the pallet. I'll go over everything in like a voiceover, but car should be done Friday, or it'll be on the dyno Friday, but I'll keep you guys posted. So not doing 85 anymore, not doing a ghost cam, but I'll probably do that stuff down the line, I'm not sure yet. I'm just gonna kind of run over everything it has. So it's got the monoblade Ford Racing throttle body, it's got the Cobra Jet intake manifold, stock injectors on it, it's got a JLT air oil separator, a filter over on that side. And then if you come over here, it's got JBA headers with the JBA Off-Road X pipe, which was cut, so they're gonna have to do custom exhaust. Stock shifter with a different shifter bushing. Feels pretty good though. Not hardly any play at all on that. So overall, looks pretty good. All the other extras are in these boxes right here. I'm gonna have to go through these boxes and see what's what, but I'm not quite sure what all is in the boxes, but there should be some good stuff in there. The only thing I'm going to take is the gauge cluster, so there it is. Just kind of a brief overview of it, but should be done in a few days. I'm going to go ahead, go home, and paint these race red. So as far as this goes, I'm just going to put a sticker over this scratch right here to make that look good for now. But other than that, there are some gauges wired in here, but they're just going to tie these up so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And there's that. Also going to go ahead and take all this heat wrap off of here because it looks terrible. Whenever they were removing it, they just cut the K-member out and cut the exhaust, so like I said, they got to redo that, which isn't a big deal. But then right there, I don't need the K-member, so that's not a huge deal. Other than that, these O2 sensors right here, the secondaries, are going to have to be replaced, so we're doing that. But we're just going to put the drive shaft from my car in, we're going to put the alternator from my car in, and then we should be good. But a lot of work to be done. They're going to get it done Friday for me, and I'll have those valve covers painted, and I'll be meeting the buyer for my engine up here as well, so let's take care of that. So far the guys here are really nice. It's a cool place, so if you guys need any work done, so far I'd go ahead and recommend them for sure. That's HPJ Performance in Belleville, Illinois, so go ahead and check them out. Follow them on their social media and check out all the cool builds they have going on. They got a GT500 over here, Terminator Cobra over there, and they do a lot more than just Ford stuff too, but they do a lot of Mustangs, and a lot of Mustang friends that I have take their cars here. Basically just going to go through it until I find what I'm looking for. Hopefully, oh, that was fast. What's going on, everybody? So, as I'm editing this video, I started to realize I didn't have as much footage as I thought I did from this day. So I'm just going to go ahead and recap it and kind of explain what's going on. So basically, the motor was purchased online and shipped to HPJ Performance. So it was kind of not a blind purchase, but you know, it was one that it seemed like a good buy, so I just went for it, and it's a lower mile motor. It has like 50,000 miles on it. It's out of a 2014 Mustang GT, not out of an F-150 or anything like that. So the motor came with the Cobra Jet intake manifold, the Ford Racing Performance parts, whatever. Basically the Ford Racing monoblade throttle body for the Cobra Jet manifold, Then it also came with a PMAS cold air intake, which I didn't like, so I ended up going ahead and having Gordon, Casper50, I'll put his Instagram right there. So he went ahead and drove an hour and a half actually to get this JLT for me, and then he shipped it to me. So huge shout out to Gordon for doing that for me. So he shipped that, and that came in for the car. The motor also had the JBA headers on it with the JBA off-road X-pipe. The headers were like V-band clamped to the X-pipe, but the X-pipe was cut when they were removing it from the car, I guess, or to fit it on the pallet or something. So a custom section of the exhaust is going to have to be made for the car. And then you saw the heat wrap on those, that's going to be taken off. It has just a regular shifter. I don't think there's a short throw in there or anything like that, but it's got shifter bushings done to it. Feels super tight like you saw in the video, no play in it whatsoever, and it all looks pretty good. So they checked all the spark plugs, they all look great. Cylinder 8 was the one they're worried about, because with these motors that's typically the one that's the problem, and that also looked good. So everything checked out really nice. The motor looks good, it's in good shape. You saw that the manifold has a little scratch on it. That's going to be taken care of eventually down the line, but that was just kind of filled in and smoothed and painted for the look, I guess, from the previous owner. I would rather just kind of look how it did coming from, you know, when it was brand new, but whatever, it still does the job. So basically, I got there. The motor was, I dropped the car off with Alex and Cy on Saturday. The motor was dropped off on Monday, and they got started on the car. I think they finally got around to it on Wednesday or so. So this was all filmed before they got to work on it. So I went back up there on Tuesday to check out the motor, check everything out, meet the guys, talk to them about the game plan. And then while I was there, I went ahead and picked up the valve covers, which I painted, and that was just a whole nother thing, but that will be the next video, is showing the process of painting the valve covers. So yeah, I just went up there, I got the gauge cluster. It's a 2014 gauge cluster from a premium car, so I wanted to keep that. I might put that in the car eventually to match the miles of the motor, and just because I like the functionality of it, or I could sell it down the line or something like that. But that was the only thing I took, because the buyer of the motor said he was putting it in like an F100 or something, so it wouldn't have worked for him anyway in a truck like that unless he retrofitted a bunch of stuff. So he can always get another cluster if he wants to with similar miles. So I accidentally also gave him the PMAS intake. It was in a box and I didn't realize that, so he got that for free, so I don't feel bad. Yeah, buyer came up a few days ago, and I met him at the shop, and he picked up the motor. So old motor sold, this is the new motor going in, and basically it's a full bolt-on setup. So it'll be making some good power, which you guys will be seeing in an upcoming video, but that's kind of the gist right there. I wanted to summarize it real quick, talk about everything, since it was kind of choppy and I didn't have a chance to go over every little thing that happened. But the video kind of ended abruptly, so this will be the formal ending. Be sure to stay tuned, because like I said, this is pretty much a full bolt-on car now. So I'm going to have a lot of cool videos coming out. I'm going to have an exhaust video. I'm going to have kind of the reveal video of the whole car after it's finished, and a bunch of other cool stuff coming up. So I encourage you guys to stay tuned. If this is your first video you're watching of mine, subscribe. If it's also your second or third and you're considering subscribing, I'd appreciate it. It'd be awesome. So go ahead and click the subscribe button. Comment if you'd like. Tell me what you think the car is going to make on the dyno, because I already know what it makes, so I'm interested to see what you guys think just based on seeing the setup. So without further ado, I guess I'll go ahead and end the video. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.